Okay, it's about 2 weeks since I last did any filming. I didn't get anything done last week because I had something known as, well, it's an unofficial, sort of unscientific name is water on the knee. Has some proper medical name, but I can't remember what it's called. Basically, my knee was swollen up, and the doctor, well, I didn't see the doctor, but I've seen the doctor about this before, and he said just take lots of rest. So laying concrete, digging holes and things on that line really didn't do too much. So I achieved nothing last week. Really annoying because it's bright and sunny. Today, at the moment the sky is lovely and blue, but we're predicted thunderstorms and showers and all kinds of things. And apart from that, I also take the boys to violin this afternoon. So anyway, plan of campaign. Got some concrete here, and we have a gap here, and hopefully the two shall meet and there will no longer be a gap there. Got plenty of concrete, so theoretically I've got enough this time. Always seem to be getting less than, always seem to be taking more than it should do. Unfortunately last week also I had a flat puncture, in fact great big gouge in that tyre. So that's a brand new one, but the annoying thing is I went and then put the spare on, which is one of these stupid space saver things. In fact, that's not it. The one that I put on was this one, and following day it was flat too. Try pump it up and you can hear the air escaping. Couldn't see any punch or anything. So anyway, I took the previous one to the garage and got them to repair it, or got a friend to take it to a garage and got it repaired. I've now pumped this thing up, and it's now about a week and a half later, and the thing's still holding pressure. So I'm not sure why it was flat. So I've just checked it a few minutes ago with the gauge. So anyway, I'm going to put the red one in here. Oh, by the way, the red one I obtained on eBay. I didn't know what the problem was and looked at the price of getting a new tyre, and they're quoting at least 50, maybe up to 75, possibly more, depending on the car make and things like that line. There was no sort of like this car, it's this price type thing. So that one, including delivery, cost me $16.95 off eBay, and it's I think it has actually been used, but hardly at all. But it's one of these space saver spares, so you don't really expect anything. And if I then get time, the next bit is to try and carry on with this tree stump and get as much of that out as I can. Right, that's the plan of campaign for today. Onward. Oh, one thing I've got to mention, I've got a new spade after somebody decided to purloin the other one. Now the interesting thing is, I was browsing, doing Google searches for a new spade, and then a bit later I went on a website to order some wood, which is actually currently sitting there, and from a local company. It's only a small little company, and it suddenly popped up an advert offering me a spade at a rather discounted price. Obviously there's some sort of connection between the two, and you wouldn't think such a small little company would be into that sort of thing. But anyway, could just be happen that they happened to offer me a spade at that moment, but you can't trust things. Anyway, I've now got the spade, got delivered at the same time as the wood, and I can actually make some concrete. Onward. Right, it's about an hour later now, and the sky has gone from the lovely blue to really quite thick cloud. But main objective, all concreted in now, and 3 bags it took, which I thought, well, okay, I'll get 2. And I thought, no, I better get a 3rd one just to make sure, because this thing is just taking so much more than I was expecting. And it took all 3, although I did have enough to start doing that bit down there. where the pipe comes out. Alright, next stage, stump. Start doing something with that. Okay, the weather's not so good. We've had a bit of rain for a time. Sky's got some blue bits in again, but I'm sure it's a mere temporary problem. Right, here is the stump. The apple tree. And there is the hole where it used to be. Okay, there's a few more bits of roots and things over there. See if I can get those sawn off or something. But basically, that's a hole. Where there used to be a stump. Okay, next problem of course is that one, which is somewhat bigger. But never mind, we'll do what we can. We're not going to use a chainsaw on that one. Saw people on YouTube chopping them up with chainsaws. All I need to do is get it enough below the ground and we should be okay. Anyway, onward. Okay, I've started to dig around this stump as well. Got a lot more effort to get this one out. Well, I think I'm doing quite well. There seems to be almost a layer of concrete underneath it. So I have a sneaking suspicion that somebody's laid something and has covered it over with dirt later. But it's always good because it means the roots can't go down very deep. But they're half big because that's a root, rather a chunky root. So I'll dig around it underneath there as well. Onward. I think that's going to be the end of the filming for today. I've got to take the boys to the violin, and by the time we get back I imagine it's going to get pretty dark. And skies are, we have blue bits, we have an awful lot of not blue bits. And it's predicted to rain quite heavily later. Anyway, bye for now. Okay, that's the tree stump from yesterday. But that's not going to be done today. Hopefully I'm going to some reasonable weather after saying that. It's currently slightly rainy and we have a rainbow. So it isn't looking too good. Anyway, the plan of campaign today is to get the base down, which is these bits of wood here. I'm abandoning the old frame area. I'm going to make it slightly narrower but longer, so we come almost all the way up to here. Now I measured the gate, so the gate should swing round in this sort of arc. This is the black gate I meant, which is sitting over there at the moment. It should swing round and meet about here on the post. So that's the aim. Try and get it all down. Rather a lot of work to do. Onward. Okay, I've had to abandon work for the moment because it's pouring down with rain. I've cut some of the bits up. You may be able to. Let's see. Let's show you photo that way. Okay, I've cut some of the bits, but I'm still got a long way to go. And this weather doesn't exactly help. Alright, onward. Okay, today the weather has been rain, sun, rain, sun. So we've got black clouds up there and blue sky as well. Anyway, the main thing is, here we have a outline of the base. I've still got to put the crossbars in, and these things aren't insulated from isolated from the ground, so there's no plastic discs holding them. Drill the holes down a bit further into the concrete. Measured it across so that we know that distance is the same as that distance. At least it's a start. Okay, I was hoping to get a bit further, like maybe even concrete them in. Well, not concrete them in, you put resin stuff in and hold the bolts in. And at least it's a start. This, if you notice, it's slightly wider there than it is over here. That's because this concrete is not very straight. That wasn't done by me, though, I don't know that. Don't know whoever laid this original pattern. So I'm relying on this bit being straight. That's measured, so that's parallel, and everything's been taken off of that. Okay, I can feel more spots of rain, so I'm going to have to go in, I guess, again. Okay, see you later. Right, I've been working in the corridor between the house and the edge of the property, making an awful mess. This is just a little porch lean-to thing, mainly cutting discs out of plastic chopping boards. I've made two types. There's the big disc, well, the big hole in the disc, and the little hole in the disc, which is countersunk. The big ones I decided to go through where the bolts go through and isolate the wood from the ground. Little ones are just isolators, but they are just screwed in additional places. I've now got to clear up. You may have noticed in there is rather a mess. But I suppose you're just doing it in there to kite out the rain. Speak to you anon. Bye.